Hi, everybody. One of the questions that was recently sent in that I thought I would share an answer to because in the last 3.5 years, it's been a real issue for reasons that should be obvious to you. And the question is, at what point is it reasonable to separate from people in your life, even if it's family? Now, I'm assuming that means you've come to the conclusion that somebody's stressful in relationship to you or unhealthy or combative or negative, etc. There's a couple of key ways of looking at this. One, when you know that people are not part of your dream or don't have values alignment and aren't reciprocating mutually in a give and take of love, energy, sharing, support, then it would be intelligent to disengage from investing time in a relationship like that. Otherwise, it's just, not healthy. But the way I go about handling those things is because my personal belief is that if God is real, that for which there is no other, then there's nothing here but God. So even the people that we don't like, for example, Bill Gates drives me downright loopy with all his silliness, and worse. But I know that if I turn him into an object and exclude him and put him over there and just, see him as the evil of the world, then I'm also negating my spiritual awareness that that is also a part of the whole that I'm a part of. So the way I like to handle these things is I disconnect from people that aren't nourishing and reciprocating in mutual ways in relationships and aren't adding value or giving fair return on time, energy, emotion, and love, but I hold them in my heart. So typically, if you can't communicate with a person without it becoming stressful, derogatory, caustic, painful in person, then sometimes you might be able to communicate by email, but I found oftentimes people that are stressful in person continue that through written communications or even phone conversations. Now, when it comes to family, you're genetically connected, you're connected through life experience together, they're a deep part of your soul. So one of the practices I have for family members and for anybody that's important to me, even when I find that I'm not congruent with them, is that in my prayers each morning, I ask my soul, my heart, to make it simple. Just go within yourself and say to your heart, soul, dear heart or dear soul, please connect me to the soul of, say, your mother or your father or your brother, whoever it is that you feel you need to disconnect from. And then just be silent for a minute and hold the intention of speaking to that person's highest self, the part of them that's beyond programming and bias and judgment, and speak from your heart, but never use judgment words or you woulda, you shoulda, you coulda, you didn't. Speak to the God in that person. For example, if it was my mother and she was driving me crazy, I would say, Mom, I love you. Thank you for all the life that you've given me, for giving me a body and for mothering me. And I know we have different viewpoints on such and such of an issue, but I want you to know that I love you and I hope you're doing well. And so speak and visualize that person in the ideal state of them in their fullness. That way you don't ever really cut somebody like that off, because if you cut a family member off, you're actually cutting a piece of your own soul out. Anybody that's ever been through a divorce knows that even when they really wanted the divorce, it often takes a year to get over the deep pain of the separation, and that's the loss of soul. That's the tearing out of or the separation from somebody that's part of the fabric of how you see, feel, and experience the world, because we all grow through relationship. So by staying connected at the heart, seeing them in their wholeness, and maintaining that love connection in ways that are safe and healthy for you and are not contributing to more separation through communicating with them or contacting them in ways that have proven to be challenging in the past, you know in your own heart that you're not disconnected, but that you're creating a relationship structure within boundaries that are safe and allow you to stay in that loving place, which allows us to continue to practice loving. And I think that's the highest spiritual practice that there is to, Jesus said, love thy enemy as thyself. So even when you're, for me, Bill Gates, I have to honor that he's part of the great plan, and that as much as I don't approve of or agree with his viewpoints or the way he engages the world and people, that if he's here, he's part of the divine plan. And if anything, he's really helping me realize how important my values are and why I'm a teacher, and inspiring me to do better for the world, and also to help educate people as to how we can participate more fully in the world and not leave it to billionaires with power drives and strange ideas to take our lives over. And we don't want to let our negative feelings towards other people or our negative, painful experiences have more power over us than is healthy for us. And by disconnecting, we're creating an illusion of separation. We can't really be separated from anything in the entire cosmos, because we're all an expression of it. So staying connected in ways that allow you to stay in a state of love and connection and use it as an opportunity to grow spiritually, I find very, very helpful. And then at least you have the inner peace of knowing that you are doing your very best to love everybody as best as you can. And I don't think even God can ask more than that of us. So that's how I handle those types of situations. That's my suggestion, and I hope that's helpful to you.